In the first week of June 2019, the hashtag Booktube community of Twitter found itself in a new hot lava pool of drama, as it so often does. This time, the controversy was surrounding a channel called Strip Cover Lit and its primary host, Adrian Fort.
Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And the numerous allegations of online sexual harassment, crude comments left by Adrian on young women's YouTube videos, and his solicitation of nudes and sexually explicit videos. Like many in the Booktube community, I've been a longtime fan of Strip Cover Lit, and because of my OCD tendencies towards solving puzzles and my nagging disbelief of the malicious intent drawn upon Adrian's character, I started to do a little digging, because that's not creepy at all. What I found was a tangled web of deceit, lies, and maliciousness that I have come to call the hashtag cyberbully Strip Cover Lit timeline. Our story begins on May 29th when a booktuber named Rachel Louise Adkins, who runs her booktube channel under the same name, first tweeted about what we later learned was Strip Cover Lit and that she was gathering receipts against them. We wait a few days until June 2nd when Rachel tweets with her friend Ms. Cluck, a booktuber who runs the channel Cook's Books, about hashtag Hot and Sticky. Just for clarification, hashtag Hot and Sticky is a summertime NaNoWriMo type writing challenge developed by Adrian to help writers meet their goals. It surprises me that Rachel is against it now, since she's been so enthusiastic about it in the past when she commented on Strip Cover Lit's hashtag Hot and Sticky prep video. Together these two ladies decide to have an expose party, and no, that's not conjecture on my part. The two parties agree and are immediately joined by Michael Keto. Michael runs the channel Knowledge Lost, and he wants in on the action because, well, you know how booktube drama is. With these three on board, the game is on. Now, one thing you should know at this point is that Rachel and Ms. Cluck are besties. They go to the same university together. This isn't me spilling private info. They both advertise their education on social media.
And some very special people are going to be helping me answer the question, is it worth doing a creative writing degree?
In fact, not only do these two ladies share a school, they share a classroom. This is their class roster, censored of course. And yes, that's them, old and fuzzy photos notwithstanding. At this point, Janelle asked to join the expose party. Janelle runs the channel All the World's a Page. Together, these four flesh out what I like to call Phase 1, and then later on that same day, Saloni gets added to the timeline. Now, Saloni is a brand new Twitterer who first showed an interest in Strip Cover Lit when she tweeted about them on June 2nd, which, as best as I can tell, is a reference to cyberbullying, I think. Cody Co did a video right about this time about being a cyberbully. I don't know. I'd ask, but the tweet has since been removed. On June 4th, Saloni posted her very first booktube video. Way to go. Reviewing Again But Better by Christine Riccio, but mostly just claiming that the guys at Strip Cover Lit are misogynists. Unfortunately, I do not have a copy of the video since it was removed rather quickly. Saloni seems to have a pattern of removing anything connecting herself to Strip Cover Lit, but I do have the reactions to the video, which essentially said that she spent the entire time bashing Strip Cover Lit's review of the book and not actually talking about the book herself. For those who don't know, Adrian and Dalton have been doing a multi-part series review of Again But Better and have been less than complimentary about it. It's great TV. On the same day that Saloni posted her video, she also commented on Part 4 of Strip Cover Lit's series. Her comment sparked a rather entertaining, we'll call that a discussion, that she ultimately did not win. Okay, so, hey, wait a minute. Where do I know her from? This woman seems familiar. Where have I seen... Wait. Oh, they're besties! These three women know each other, and when considered in hindsight, Saloni's entire YouTube and Twitter history, from posting and deleting to joining in the first place, seems incredibly coincidental when considered in the light of Rachel's May 29th tweet about taking down trash men. Now, the Phase 1 gang immediately begin tweeting, retweeting, and defending this video with everything they've got. Although admittedly they did not have an easy time of this. But they demanded that people take it seriously, all the while making constant insinuations that there was something more insidious going on than just a throwaway booktube video. But they pushed the rumors long enough and from enough unconnected sources, or from what appeared to be unconnected sources, that people's Twitter feed began to get filled with this latest Booktube drama, and the rumors started to feel real. At this point, other people started to join in on repeating the claims of Adrian and Strip Cover Lit harassing and abusing young women. The Phase 1 group also did a very good job of shouting down and shaming down anyone who questioned the validity of these rumors. Because how dare anyone question the clearly mounting and inexcusable evidence against evil men? They also kept soliciting new recruits, so they clearly felt they had room for at least one more, and that they needed some more juicy ammo to tone down the pushback they were getting from the Booktube community. This kept building on itself until June 5th, when Amy joined the timeline. Now, Amy is another booktuber, and her channel is called The Dusty Book Cover. She is a longtime personal friend of Adrian's and supporter of Strip Cover Lit. Now, as an aside, sometime after this, 2 screenshots of personal conversations were posted, and while I won't share the specifics, I will say that theirs was not a shallow correspondence. She confided in Adrian some very real and personal things, and he responded with both support and encouragement. They were friends. There was a real connection there. So when Amy came across the rumors against Strip Cover Lit, she confronted them and demanded that someone explain what was going on. I'm not privy to the personal messages that were clearly exchanged between Amy and Phase 1 at this point, but in less than 24 hours, Amy became an official member of #CyberbullyStripCoverLit, and she proceeded to post a screenshot of her private conversation with Adrian, where he made his infamous lesbian porn comment. Now, with an insider confidant on their side, Phase 1 brought out their big guns, their proof of malicious intent, in the form of a 2-year-old comment that Adrian made on Janelle's sausage book tag video. Now, this video was posted on July 30th, and yeah, taken out of context, this looks pretty bad. If you are familiar with Strip Cover Lit, however, you'll recognize one of Adrian's longtime running literary jokes.
Well, there's more books. On page 51, we hadn't had meat in months. The sight of the rabbit seemed to stir something in my mother. She roused herself, skinned the carcass, and made the stew with meat and some more greens Prim had gathered. Then she acted confused and went back to bed. But when the stew was done, we made her eat a bowl. Mother hadn't had meat since father died. Freud. One thing that I think would make this a little... What?
Can I pause you for a second?
Go ahead.
You had such a build-up for that, and you just wanted to tell a Freud joke.
Yep.
Okay, just moving on.
That's how humor works.
I hate you so much. I was expecting a good point. Like I had my serious academic phase on. I'm like, well, yes, mother hadn't had... Oh, no. That's a Freud joke. Well done. Well done, sir.
A joke he makes every 2 or 3 videos. You see, Adrian is a flirt. He's never hidden this fact, and his sense of humor is rather crude, and anyone who watches the show is going to be familiar with this. Just like Janelle was when Strip Cover Lit decided to post, of all things, a 500 subscriber dominatrix special on June 7th of 2016, over 6 weeks before Janelle's sausage tag video.
So we were looking for dominatrix. Dominatri.
Dominatri, I think it's Dominatri.
Dominatri.
Predicament. I would say, Oh, the Places You Will Go, by Dr. Seuss. We'll give it that. Do we masturbate to that? Would I, could I in a box? Could I, would I get my rocks? I think so. I think yes.
So, yes, at this point Janelle was very aware of Strip Cover Lit's crude sense of humor, and it certainly didn't seem to make her uncomfortable. Neither did this post when you consider that she commented the next day on Strip Cover Lit's June 31st video. And believe me, the dumbness of Adrian's sense of humor does not only come through with pure crudeness.
Because we're getting commentary the whole time from, what's her name again?
Isabella Swan.
No, it's a Belle, but what's her name?
Bella. Did you feel better about that? I'm glad you had that moment.
Nor is his crude humor directed only at women, as Michael Keto from Knowledge Lost can attest. And yes, the truth is, not everyone appreciates a crude sense of humor. But also, the truth is, a lot of people appreciate a crude sense of humor. Now, I would like to address this bit because it keeps coming up. Phase 1 and now Amy claim that Adrian uses Booktube to essentially cruise for hot young chicks to pull into his digital harem. Now, I suppose he really wouldn't mind that, but what he actually does is make an effort to reach out to all new booktubers who post the hashtag #BooktuberNewbie tag. Any search for the newbie tag will result in mostly young women ready and eager to talk about books, because Booktube is mostly young women, but there are men too. And if you click on these eager new men and scroll down, they're stripped cover lit, spending hours every week to welcome people into our community.
Hello, everyone!
Men, women, whoever wants to talk about books, strip cover lit is there. Adrian has never made it a secret that he wants to build a community, and this is his way of going about it. Now, something did happen between here and here. A period of less than 24 hours to make Amy turn her back on years of friendship with Adrian and start publicly shaming him, despite the fact that she herself never felt harassed, never felt uncomfortable. She liked the flirting. It made her feel good, because that's what flirting does. I do have a theory on what's going on here. I've been a young woman, and I know how much fun it is to flirt. It's fun to feel noticed, to feel attractive, and especially to feel special. Amy felt special within her relationship with Adrian, not because I think she harbored any real romantic feelings toward him, but because being flirted with is incredibly validating. You see, Adrian is a flirt, and Adrian has never hid the fact that he likes to flirt. He presents his flirty self honestly and in a fully public forum. He's never hid that he likes to flirt, and that he likes to flirt with many women. I think Amy did learn something she didn't like in these few hours, but I don't think she was presented with hard evidence of sexual harassment. I think she was presented with hard evidence that she wasn't special. I'm also of the opinion that there are some emotionally charged and conflicting loyalties going on here, because it doesn't take the head cashier at Walmart to figure out that these two tweets go together, and to conclude that there are some very real emotions at play here. On a side note, want to guess how these two potential lovebirds met each other? Yep. What we have is a group of people, these three women in particular, who are slut-shaming a man for the exact same activities they have more than proven themselves willing to engage in. There is nothing wrong with flirting. It's fun and it makes you feel good, and there was nothing malicious or manipulative about this flirting. It was crude, yes, but these ladies had no problem giving as good as they got. They keep talking about how Adrian lures in and manipulates young, impressionable women, and they just want to warn other young, impressionable young women to stay away. They're talking about themselves, except they simply cannot offer evidence of the man's crude words without exposing their own hypocrisy. So they present things out of context, purposefully twisting them, then sit back and enjoy their throne of victimhood.
So I think that what Amy and the other booktuber did was important and brave, and I just want to make sure that we make it clear that those women did the right thing.
It hurts to discover that you're not special, but he wasn't special to them either. This was a two-way street between all the consenting adults in this equation. And this has turned into bullying, into slut-shaming, and into false allegations by these consenting women, and now by the others who have joined them. Wait, spine breakers. Didn't I see... Ah, yes, I did.
To me, I never felt like we were sexually harassed.
No.
By him.
I never felt sexually harassed.
No, but he somewhat towed the line sometimes. So he would kind of make,
off-color comments.
Right.
Can I say that on YouTube? I'm not sure I can say that on YouTube. Okay, well, oh, and it gets worse. Okay. Good luck with that. I also need to address Adrian's response to all of this. Now, Dalton bowed out early for his own reasons, and I'm not privy to what they were. I wish him the best, and I sincerely hope I get to see him on screen again. I mentioned before that 2 screenshots were posted of Amy's private conversation with Adrian. I'm of course excluding the screenshot of her private conversation with Adrian that she posted originally when I say just 2 screenshots. But in response to Amy's tweet, Adrian did post 2 screenshots in an attempt to defend himself. This was not the smartest thing he could have done, But then again, he wasn't aware of all of this. From his point of view, one of his close and longtime friends publicly attacked him for no reason, and his first instinct was to defend himself. Adrian did take them down very quickly. Adrian did post several apologies, upon which Phase 1 immediately jumped in an effort to keep the #CyberbullyStripCoverlit movement going. Janelle made sure everyone knew just how little she thought of his response and mocked him for not reaching into the lion's den to apologize to her directly. Wait, spine breakers again. Didn't you... Yep. They found out they weren't special, and instead of looking inward to discover why the disillusionment of a bit of fun flirting could cause them so much inner turmoil, instead of facing the painful introspection that maybe they still have some maturing to do to be more secure in their own sense of internal validation, they instead struck out and contrived to destroy a man who offered them nothing but kindness, community, and friendship. When Adrian did apologize to Janelle, both directly and publicly, she suddenly forgot that she had an entire team behind her. Very mature, Janelle. I'm sure it will play beautifully, especially when your own team keeps feeding into the narration. So here's what happens next. Rachel Louise Atkin, Ms. Cluck, Saloni, Janelle, Michael Quito, and Amy. We encourage you to cease all attacks and allegations against Adrian and against Strip Cover Lit immediately. Apologies should be heartfelt, so we won't ask for that. But we will politely invite you to post a tweet on your current Twitter accounts where you've been making this mess, and in that tweet to state that you purposefully and knowingly took statements and screenshots out of context and drove online rumors with the sole intent of falsely slandering Adrian Fort and Strip Cover Lit as misogynists and as sexual predators. We invite you to pin that tweet to the top of your profile and to keep it there for a total of 14 consecutive days. If you do not, then that is your choice, but choose wisely. Here's the thing. We're not going to do anything. We wash our hands of the whole affair, and will not be mentioning this situation again or continuing the narrative past this point. We're going to let the chips fall where they will. You've made your bed, and now we're going to hand you over to the same court of public opinion that you shoved Adrian into. You see, online bullying has real-life consequences, and they're not always limited to the victim. All we want is for the mess you made to be cleaned up and for us all to put this behind us so we can get back to the books. That's why we're here, to talk about books. So, if you do choose to participate in our little #CyberbullyStripCoverlit tweet and pin challenge, then on the 15th day that all of you have pinned that tweet, this video will be taken down. And hopefully we can all get back to our lives. If one or more of you do not recant, then the video stays up. Either way, this is our last word. I will not be making another video, and I've advised Adrian to not feed your narrative past referencing this video. Also, before I wrap up and leave you time to consider your response, I'd like to direct your attention to this little view counter. Thanks for driving all this traffic here, ladies. And Michael, too. You were just so gosh darn eager to join into this little game that I'm glad you won't get excluded now. The analytics should keep this video going strong for as long as you choose to keep it up. And because I just couldn't resist one good old literary reference.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
So, what are we reading next?